never stops.
Hi guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have a really exciting video for you guys. I've literally been waiting a year to film this video since my other one did really good and you guys loved it. As we all know, iOS 14 came out last year, and this year that means iOS 15 is coming out. Well, actually came out. And the most exciting thing is that I'm going to teach you guys how to customize your phone using both iOS 14 and iOS 15. Now, before I get into the video, there's a couple things I want to say. Number one, there will be timestamps down below letting you know all the different features, all the different customizations. So if you guys are looking for a specific thing, look at the description box. I will have timestamps down below. Number two is I will be comparing iOS 14 to iOS 15. So I will be using two phones in this video. Basically what I'm going to be doing is I have iOS 15 on my mom's phone, and on my phone I have iOS 14.8. The reasoning to this is because I got locked out of my Apple ID and I can't get back in. I don't know why it's happening, but I was frustrated, and then I was like, you know what, it's okay, I could still make the video, and now I could compare the two. So to solve the problem, I downloaded iOS 15 on my mom's phone, and I have iOS 14 on my phone. Now what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to show you a side-by-side of iOS 14 and iOS 15 and how everything is different. I'm going to show you some features that were only on iOS 14 that now can convert to iOS 15. So with all that being said, let's just get right into the video. Okay, so right now I'm using my phone. My mom's phone is actually still downloading iOS 15, but I'm filming this video in parts just because the sun is going down and I want the lighting to be good. So number one, how do you download it? Well, the first thing you are going to do, keep in mind my phone is going to say iOS 14.8. When you guys are doing it, yours is going to say iOS 15. So what you're going to do is you are going to go into settings, and you are going to go to general, then you're going to go to software update, and iOS 15 will pop up right there. It's going to say download and install. You're going to hit that, and then once it downloads, then you're going to hit install, and your phone will do the rest. That's literally all you have to do. Now we are going to talk about a plan and a theme. Now what do I mean by this? So when you're customizing your phone, at least for me, I like to have it very aesthetic, very organized, and very planned out. For example, right now my phone is fall themed. A couple months ago it was like summery themed. A couple months before that it was Christmas themed. Basically, I'd like to have a theme. Now how can you pick out a theme? So I'm going to show you guys actually right now. I have a Pinterest. My Pinterest is linked down below. If you guys want anything you are going to see in this video, just go ahead, go to my Pinterest, and you guys will see it all there. But all the photos that I'm going to be showing are from Pinterest. So as you guys can see, this is what my phone looks like right now. This is customized with iOS 14.8, and basically how I did this was I chose a theme. So if you guys are looking for a theme or anything like that, all you have to do is go into Pinterest, go to search, literally just type in iOS 14 theme, and so many themes will come up to give you inspiration and everything like that. Once you have a theme, what you're going to do is you're just going to save some pictures. You can even use your own pictures that you personally took, and you're literally just going to create a widget. How do you do that? So basically what you're going to do is you are going to need a couple apps. So you can use Color Widget or Widgetsmith. I'm sure there's so many other ones. There's ones that come with your phone, like weather widgets, step widgets, reminder widgets, stuff like that. But how you are going to do this, just a really quick tutorial. You're just going to hold down on the screen. I'm going to start a new page. You're going to hit the plus sign at the left top corner, and you're just going to go all the way down to Widgetsmith. You're going to choose the widget you want. There's small, medium, and large. I'm going to do a small one, and you're just going to hit add widget. Now, if you want your widget to be a different widget, you're just going to hold down on the widget. You're going to hit edit widget, and then all the different widgets you have will come up. For example, you could hit small number 3, and then it would switch the widget to whatever that one is programmed to. Now, if you're someone who really likes Pinterest and you want to use a Pinterest widget, you're going to do the same thing, but instead of hitting Widgetsmith, you're going to type in Pinterest, and then you're just going to hit add widget. Now this is allowing you to use Pinterest boards, so you're going to click and you're going to see everything that you need to see. The user, you can do any user you want. You can do myself, you can do you. You would just type in the name here. You would choose the board that you want. So for example, I'll do the aesthetic board, and then you can change it hourly or daily, and then it will do the rest for you. So that's basically how you add a widget. Now on to the iOS 15 features that I'm so excited to talk to you guys about. Okay, I finally have iOS 15 installed on my mom's phone, and we are going to hop right into this so I can show you all the new features and how you can customize your phone. So number one, I want to talk about how the notification center is completely different. Now I'm going to do a side-by-side of how everything is different, but let me just tell you guys, completely different. When you scroll down, what you see is literally such smaller notifications. I don't know if I like this necessarily, but I will say that it's a lot different than how it was. Now, just for an example, I'm going to text my mom so you guys can see exactly what it's like when it pops up on your phone, because it does look different. I just don't really know how to explain it. So basically, it's gonna pop up and it just looks so much different. If you guys can see like that, it just looks different. I don't know if I necessarily like it, but that is what's new in the notification center. Now, the next thing we have is messages. The first thing I noticed with messages is that you can now send pictures and photos in bundles. So basically when you send a picture, it literally sends in a collage. If you guys see, I sent my mom 2 pictures before, and it literally sends in a bundle. So what you can do is you can click them and then view them, or you can click this little save button over here to just save the photos automatically on your phone. Now, if you wanted to send photos, you can do the same exact thing. You're just going to go into photos and send a few photos to the person you want to send them to, and then you're going to send them. Now, as you guys can see, it pops up as 4 photos. In order to see that, you're just going to click the 4 photos, and then they are going to pop up. You can swipe and literally just swipe through and look at all the photos. I thought that was pretty cool as well. The next thing that is new is now if you look at the top right of my mom's phone, you're going to see a FaceTime button. Basically, you can just click that and it'll automatically FaceTime the next person and the person you're talking to, which is kind of cool, so you don't have to like go into your FaceTime app or go into your phone app and actually hit FaceTime. It just makes it a lot easier rather than more tasky, if that makes sense. The next thing that's new is something called Share With You. Now, I don't know exactly how Share With You works yet, but I know that it basically pins certain things between apps, such as photos, links, and everything like that. Since I don't have iOS 15 yet, it's not popping up in my mom's messages, but I know that it does pop up in messages as well. And then, like I just said, the contact details for the person you're talking to will pop up in the little messages center. So for example, links that person has sent you, photos, everything like that, and you can see this in photos too. So if you go into photos, for example, basically what's new in photos, shared with you, memories, and richer info. So as you guys can see, there is the shared album right here, which is who can see the photos, who shared it with you, and everything like that. Now I'll go back into photos in a little bit, but the next thing I want to talk about is FaceTime. Now FaceTime is something that is really, really cool that I actually haven't been able to go into in detail yet, but I think it's really cool. So as you guys can see, the FaceTime app looks completely different. If you want to newly FaceTime somebody, basically the differences are there's a grid view and a bar view, basically allowing you to have your FaceTime at the top rather than at the bottom. And there's also SharePlay. Now SharePlay is the thing that everyone is like freaking out about. It's where you can watch movies with your friends and videos with your friends on FaceTime. Now this is something that I've personally been wanting for a while because I think it's so cool, especially during quarantine. It was so fun to kind of just like watch movies with my friends, and now you can do it on FaceTime. Now, the next thing that's really cool is in the control center. So if you're on FaceTime with someone, something will pop up at the top of the control center and you will be able to switch between portrait mode and regular mode. Portrait mode allows the background to be blurred so they can just focus on your face. Now, I think that is really cool, and I'm going to try and test that out for you guys so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about when I'm done filming this video, and then I will put an overlay over the screen. Now, the next thing we have is Safari. Safari is completely revamped. As you guys can see, they have the search bar on the bottom. Now, the first thing that is really cool about this is that it makes it a little more easier because you can just click the bottom and then type in what you're searching for. So let's just type in Apple, for example, and then it will search for you. Now, another cool thing that you can do is in order to swipe between tabs, you can literally just swipe right and it will allow you to swipe between tabs, which is really cool as well. And you can also see that there is a new version to get to tabs, and this is how you can do it. And then you can just tap tap and it'll bring you to the new tab. So that's everything new in Safari. If you guys remember, in iOS 14, the Safari search was always on the top of the phone, which I thought is really cool now that they have it at the bottom because it is a little bit more convenient. Okay, the next thing that we have is the weather app. So if you go into the weather app, obviously there is a lot of new things. So the weather app is 100% revamped. Everything is so revamped. There is a day and night kind of thing, and it's just more techy in my opinion and more visual. Now I think that's really cool. I think that it's really cool that they have all of these little things. They have the wind, they have the rainfall, they have what the temperature feels like, they have the humidity, but it's all so much more tech and more visual, if that makes sense, which I thought was really cool and worth mentioning. With that being said, another thing we have is maps. So as you guys can see, I have the map here, and basically what you can do that's really cool, number one, it is way more tech savvy, just a new version of maps. The search bar is on the bottom. It is very cool. The number one really cool thing is that if you zoom all the way out, it gives you a different little look. So it gives you a look of the actual globe. Now I think this is so cool and looks amazing. Another thing that's worth mentioning is now you can see buildings as like a 3D version, which is really cool. All in all, it's just more detail in maps and a completely new look, which I think is really cool. Now, the next thing that is super cool, like something I didn't even know was a thing, is live text. So what does this basically mean? Well, if you go into, for example, messages, what you're going to do is you're going to hold down and you're going to hit scan text. Now, I have my notebook right here, and basically what you do is you legit just scan the notebook and then you're going to hit send, and it literally sends the picture for you. Now you can also do this in photos, which is really cool, and I don't know, I never knew that was a thing until right now, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. You literally just go to the photo and you hold down, it allows the photo to be searched, and then you can copy and paste it to wherever you may want to copy and paste it to. Now, talking about photos, basically when you go into photos, a really cool thing that they have is basically all the details of the photo in much more detail. So they have the resolution, they have the location, they have the file size, everything like that. It just basically gives you more information, and it also allows you to search your photos. Like I was saying, it allows you to search your photos, it allows you to look up certain things that are in your photos. So if you see here, it says look up plant, and if you click it right here, it literally gives you an option to look things up by clicking the little plant that it found. Now, the next thing that is cool is spotlight search. So this one is a little confusing to show, so I'm just going to show you guys by telling you guys. So basically spotlight search gives you more information as well, and what I mean by this is you can literally search photos up in spotlight search and it will bring up certain things that are in your photos. So before in spotlight search, if you typed in, for example, motorcycle, a motorcycle would pop up, but it wouldn't show your photos. Now the phone literally searches your photos and then those things will pop up if they are in your photos. The next thing we have that is kind of really cool if you ask me is something called background noise. Now, background noise is actually something that I personally really like because it allows you to have background sounds going on in your phone. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into settings, you're going to go into audio and visual, and you're going to click background sounds. You're going to turn it on, and it allows you to literally have rain coming out of your phone. And I don't know, I thought that is something that's really cool, especially if you're someone who needs kind of like noise to block out when you're trying to sleep and stuff like that. That is something that's amazing. Now, the number one thing that I wanted to save for last is focus mode. Focus mode is something new to iOS 15. If you scroll down in your control center, what you're going to see is a new little button. Now, the moon was always reminded as do not disturb. If you click it, there's all different options. So you still have your do not disturb, and then you have your personal, your work, and your sleep. Basically, you are allowed to customize these things to your liking. So if you want your personal do not disturb on, you can allow certain calls to come through, certain texts to come through, and certain apps to be opened while on do not disturb. Now you can do the same thing for work, and you can allow certain apps not to even open, which is really cool. And the same thing for when you're sleeping, so calls don't come through and wake you up. But there are those apps and calls and messages and contacts that you can allow to come through in case you needed to hear from that person, which is so cool. So with all that being said, that is about everything that I found on iOS 15. I'm sure there is so many more apps and little new features and stuff like that that can be used on iOS 15, but these are the most important ones that I found that I thought were worth mentioning. If you guys liked the video, please be sure to give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content from me. Leave me any video requests down below. I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you guys really soon in my next video. Bye guys.